Welcome back. Well, we are putting the spotlight on the infrastructure space all over again. Now, the BJP-led Mahayuti win in Maharashtra is expected to provide a big boost, a fillip to infrastructure in the state itself. And of course, perhaps it will have a sway on the way policy evolves and more orders are given out even at the center level. So what would this mean for a lot of the companies in the sector? How is the second half looking like? To address all of these questions and issues, we have with us Krishnamurthy Subramanian, Executive Chairman and Executive Vice Chairman, and Ramesh Jha, CFO at Afcons Infrastructure. Gentlemen, great to have you on. Thank you so much for joining in. And there's so much to talk about in terms of your own business in particular and what Maharashtra really means, what this win means for the hopes of infrastructure in the state. So, Mr. Subramaniam, if I could start with you, your total order book, including the L1, I think is running into over 40,000 crores, 43, 44, if I remember correctly. What is your exposure, the exposure to Maharashtra as a percentage of the order book?
Maharashtra would be around 20,000 crores in this.
Okay. So when you talk about infrastructure-related policies, what would your ask be? What would you like to see here? And which are the major projects, if any, that perhaps went into a bit of a cold storage because the state went into election mode? How's the pipeline looking like in terms of big projects in Maharashtra?
The pipeline is pretty good. There was a small lull because of the elections, but now there will be continuous award of contracts with Mahayuti going to be in place. So it's going to be a very comfortable situation.
And which are these major projects? If you could tell us a little bit, some more color on which are the marquee, Maharashtra projects that would interest perhaps you, that in general would be big projects for the state and the country, the upcoming ones.
We had a couple of water supply projects for Bombay Municipal Corporation and two major road projects from MSRDC. And a couple of, road and bridge projects for MMRDA. These are the marquee projects, and some more projects are expected to be bid subsequently. And that's how it's.
Jha, what would be the size of these projects that are upcoming in Maharashtra that you would be interested in? Could you put a number to that? And even the overall pipeline. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Most of the projects we bid are 1,500 crores plus. That's the range in which we operate. So that's a size.
No, sir, in terms of
okay, so each project is about 1,500, but on a consolidated basis, say in the second half of the year, what would be the overall size of projects that are coming up for bidding, which you are interested in Maharashtra and even on an overall basis?
See, up to September itself, including L1, 19,000 crores order booking has been done by Afcons. So another 5,000 crores we are targeting in the balance period. So here we are expected to do around 25,000 crores as against our guidance of 20,000 crores for the year.
Okay. Now, I think, let me come to Mr. Jha as well. Mr. Jha, I think the number that we were also trying to get at was from a total opportunity perspective, I mean, for Afcons, for all infrastructure companies. What is that big number, if you have a rough number, which could be the Maharashtra infrastructure opportunity, projects that are going to come up for bidding, say, over the next 12 to 18 months. So would you have a rough estimate?
In Maharashtra, last 1 year or so, they have already done bidding in the range of, say, 60 to 70,000 crores. And that's where our Executive Vice Chairman was talking about that we have already backed close to, say, 8 to 10,000 crores, where we have already received the order or we are L1. And some of the projects, the bids were not opened. So going forward, we expect those bids to get opened. And the state government is quite bullish on building the infrastructure. So, and with a stable government, I think we don't have any number per se from the Maharashtra because they have already awarded sizable amount. But if we talk about a medium term, the company is looking at, we have got a total addressable market of, say, around 3.2 lakh crores. Including Maharashtra, India, and overseas market where we are interested. So that's a very sizable market we are looking at. And if we talk about Indian market per se, in India, the central government and state governments put together, they have talked about some 11 lakh crore project. And the markets where we are interested, like neighboring countries, there are a lot of projects upcoming. In Middle Eastern market where we are interested in Saudi Arabia and some of the select projects, that market is also going to grow at a much larger pace than some of the other markets. We are also looking at projects in Africa. We are looking at projects in Eastern European countries. So those are the markets where we are interested, and we are looking at a very, very sizable market.
Right. Just to further that point, you said typically there are 70 to 80,000 crore worth bids that annually take place in Maharashtra. Of that, how much have you been winning in terms of market share, if you could give us a sense?
No, you want to answer?
So, see, what we have already received. We have received close to 8,000 to 9,000 crores worth of order in Maharashtra already. We have received, and I don't think on an annual basis the state government is going to incur 60 to 70,000 crore of project. So these are long gestation projects, and they would also like to see how the execution and projects are progressing, and then they will look at some new projects upcoming. So we have already got of that 70,000 crores of they have awarded. We have already received in the range of 8,000 to 10,000 crores.
Okay, let's talk about some company-specific details as well. The opportunity size is massive, like you mentioned, right? India and some of the overseas markets put together. But I think the street wants to see more execution as well. You've already guided for FY25 to be slightly sluggish. So just run us through the pace of execution as well. Can we expect at least H2 to be a little better than H1? Or will this be a completely flat year in terms of revenue? And then what do we expect in FY26 and onwards?
This year is expected to be a flat year. That could be a marginal improvement in FY25. FY26, we expect a 20 to 25% growth with a probability towards the higher end of the spectrum.
Right.
Okay, so historical growth rate has been about 15% for you, but you're saying in FY26, growth would be higher at 20-25%. And what about margins in H2 and next year? Can you do margins of 15% plus?
We have been giving a guidance of 11% plus EBITDA. And that's
Sorry,
has been our
11%.
guidance. Yeah, although we have achieved more, but our guidance is 11% plus.
Sir, just a word on metro, because you do a lot of metro work, right? Underground as well as elevated. And I did notice a lot of that has happened for the Delhi metro. I don't know how active you've been with the Mumbai metro, and whether the metro in the city and in other parts of the state, whether that is going to be a big opportunity for you. Just kind of give us some color on the breakup as well. I remember last time when we spoke, you mentioned, for instance, marine and hydro, underwater, these are the higher margin contracts for you. So as you look at the bidding intensity going forward, between marine, metro, roads, what are the kind of projects that you will chase more aggressively?
Metro projects will continue to be a priority for us, particularly underground metro, where the margins are expected to be better and where the technology plays a key component. And Maharashtra, we are only working on few metro projects because of our overexposure to metro projects in other parts of the country. But in future, whenever the other phases of metro comes in Maharashtra, we would very actively participate in that.
Right. Final question then on your net working capital days. You said that you sustain between 60 to 70 days. They were 63 when we last spoke. And your domestic export ratio, which has historically been 70 to 30, this time around exports came down to 26. Where do both these numbers settle going forward?
You see, usually the net working capital in the Q1 and Q2 remains at an elevated level. And these are numbers which needs to be looked at on annual basis only. So at the moment, these are still at the elevated level, despite the order mix undergoing change, domestic and overseas. But our project selection plays a very key role. So at the year end, the kind of guidance we have given will be landing in those ranges only on the net working capital side.
And Ramesh, just a final, some tentative guidance also on the order book. Right now, you are at, I think, around 34,000 crores. If I exclude the L1, how are you likely to end the year? And sir was talking about, more interest in metro projects. I don't know, is there anything coming up for bidding in Maharashtra, metro?
So in Maharashtra, at the moment, we are not looking at any metro in the near term, but we'll have to see how it pans out. But as far as order book is concerned, you have rightly said, September ending, we were around 34,152 crores. Subsequent to that period, we have backed a couple of projects, LOI has been received. With those orders, we are somewhere around 38,000 crores, to be very precise, 37,900 crores. And we are L1 at the moment in 7,400 crores. So we are somewhere around, if we include L1, we are somewhere around 45,000 crore. And as we expect, we will close the year with a confirmed order booking of somewhere around 40,000 crore, 42,000 crores.
To be executed over how many years? Is that a 2-year execution cycle, 3 years? It covers you for how long?
Normally, our book to build ratio varies from 2.5 to 3.5. So take an average of 3. So the existing orders would be lasting over a period of 3 years. Of course, there will be fresh orders in the subsequent years, which will be increasing the turnover for that.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining in. Wish you all the very best. And thank you for laying out the picture for us over the next 18 months. Back